Hey there, gang. Now I want to remind everybody that a successful person is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks that others have thrown at them. Now let's play some head games. Friends, opponents, tiny dogs who may or may not be whining in the background. Welcome to Head Games Arena. I'm JetterX. Today we are going to be committing some crimes, but not in the Outlaws of Thunder Junction sense. No, we are in Foundation Standard, and we are playing with the best reprint, Omniscience. This 10-mana enchantment says you may cast spells from your hand without paying their mana cost. Everything becomes free. So we want to cheat this out into play by discarding it and then casting Reenact the Crime. So we get a Omniscience on the battlefield for 4 mana instead of 10, which obviously is amazing. So the deck supports that with some early game interaction, Cut Down, Duress, Bitter Triumph, a package of discard engines, Collector's Vault, Liliana of the Veil, Matzalanti the Great Door. In the middle, we've got one copy of Terror Tide to tutor up so that we can, wipe a wide board. A couple Beseech the Mirrors as tutors that can double as Reenact the Crimes in a complicated way. They can do a very similar thing because they can search for Reenact the Crime and cast it. Invasion of Arcavios gives us our loop combo, which I'll come back to in a moment. At the top end, pretty usual suspects here. Virtue of Persistence, 3 copies of Atraxa, 1 Valgavoth Terror Eater to round out the top end. So there is a loop combo in this that can infinitely mill our opponent, and that involves 2 copies of Invasion of Arcavios, 1 copy of This Ain't Big Enough, This Town Ain't Big Enough, and 1 copy of Breach the Multiverse. So with Omniscience in play, we can use the invasions to get out This Town Ain't Big Enough and Breach the Multiverse out of our sideboard, and then every time we cast it, This Town Ain't Big Enough is going to pick up both copies of Invasion. First invasion gets This Town back, second invasion gets Breach back, lather, rinse, repeat. You can mill your opponent out entirely. So this deck can win on the spot if it gets an Omniscience in play and it has either Invasion or Breach in the hand, because I can start the combo by getting Invasion out, searching for Beseech, or the other way around. So this deck has some big, epic moments. I think you'll see in the gameplay that we get to see this deck pretty much at its peak, so it's very excited. Please stick around for that. Thanks always for tuning in and checking us out. Please remember to like and subscribe, maybe leave some comments down below to help support the channel. And without any further stalling for time, let's play some head games. All right, Alfred. I see you are an Ajani favorer. Okay, on the play, Collector's Vault. Got some interaction and an invasion. We got to get to what we need, but we have the most important piece. Like, an opening hand that has this gives me the highest possible likelihood. I will keep a Beseech. Okay, Gloom Lake works with Undercity. We'll play the Vault. Plains, there's a couple of mono white decks out there. It's also could be white X at this point. We don't know. 2 plains means probably mono white. Not what I expected. So this is probably mono white control, but mono white control does not... probably doesn't have a great defense against us. Well, I mean, if they hold up mana. So we need to be very cautious. It may actually have made sense. Okay, so none of that matters. None of that matters. Okay, Heir Apparent, friendly old 2/2, no rabbits, and we will Collector's Vault. We'll pitch this Dark Slick Shores since it doesn't do us any good. Now we've got to reenact the crime, so I'm very tempted to beseech for the Omniscience at this point, because then I have it. Okay. Cast with no bargain. Grabbing Omniscience. Now we get to see if our opponent can interact with our board. Here's another heir apparent. So the real question is that card that we don't know what it is, right? Is it Get Lost? Okay, here we go. So, Collector's Vault. Discarding Omniscience. Reenact the crime. And we have CRIME-NISCIENCE. We're going to lead with the Traxa, so if they remove Omniscience, I still get a Traxa. Okay. Here's another Omniscience and a Traxa, a Reenact the Crime, a land that doesn't matter, a Liliana, and a Duress. Wow, 6 hits. This deck is very good at that. We're going to play the other Omniscience, and then we're going to do the combo. Invasion of Arcavios makes our opponent scoop. Skelebro, so appropriate. What a fantastic avatar for you. Okay, we are on the draw with no interaction and a Matslani the Great Door. Our opponent is giving us all the indicators that they're playing mono black skeletons. Let's see if they live up to their name. So I do have the entire combo in my hand. So if they can't kill me in 4 turns and I draw a land sometime within that 4 turns, I probably combo off and win on turn 4. So I wish I had some interaction, but I can't give up a hand that has the whole combo in it. It just doesn't make sense. Hopeless Nightmare from our opponent. This is interesting because if they're playing a discard deck, I can actually do some pretty wild things, but I need to get to 4 mana. So I think I have to pitch a land here. Okay. Undercity Sewers looks for the next land. There's a second land. Now I have a card that I can pitch to another discard card, because Virtue probably doesn't do any good unless their discard card is the Bat, in which case they probably take Virtue anyway, because otherwise I just use it to kill it. Bandit's Talent makes me pitch the Virtue. Okay. Undercity Sewers looks for a 4th land. Duress feels good, but I don't think it does what I need it to, so I'm going to let it go. I need a 4th land. Okay, what does Bat take now? This is tough. I think they should take the Door. Yep, good pick on our opponent's part. Now they're going to activate Bandit's Talent. Top deck of the century. That's fine. Actually, like, it's just fine. Yep. Sure. All in on the bats. Now all I need to do is draw one of my 3-ish board wipes. So this is really a, like, do I draw and ditch at this point? I don't think that I do, because I'm just so short on cards, it doesn't really do me any good. Okay, so Lily, which one of those would you like to give me back?
Off you go.
You give me the other door, right? You give me the other door. Lily wasn't a great draw. Let's make no mistake about it. Okay. I'm not entirely sure why they did that. Because I guess I can't cast that. That's probably it. It makes some sense now that I'm talking it through. Okay. Lily down. 1 to me. 2 cards left in each of our hands. Our opponent's going to make us discard again. I actually think I discard the Omniscience. You got another discard card? Okay. Yeah, you got it. That does not feel great. We're just gonna pass. Typically, we can do pretty good against this discard deck, but we need to get to 4 lands first, and we just didn't get there this game. We're not out of this yet, but doesn't feel good, I gotta say. Okay. It makes a lot of sense for them to level up a Bandit's Talent here. That is an interesting choice. I would level up the Bandit's Talent if I were them, but I'm not playing their deck, am I? Alright, 2 to the bottom. Probably good for them. Now we can activate Door. Pitch one of these vaults that doesn't do us any good. Okay, still not dead yet, but getting real close. Sure. If they have another discard spell, we're just dead. Okay, 2 more. This is tense. This is tense because it's like it definitely feels like I could pop off at any point here. So I really, my back is against the wall. It feels like there's no chance of me doing what I need to do here. See, same thing. All right. I think I'm just cooked here. I mean, I guess I can play it out, but I'm pretty sure I'm just cooked. I even drew a tapped land, which makes this so much worse. I don't need a 5th land. I needed a 4th one a long time ago, but this doesn't do me any good. So all our opponent needs to do is make me discard a card and I'm dead. What do you got? 4th Bandit Talent for the win? Tiny Bones doesn't do it. I gotta say, unfortunately, Atraxa doesn't do it either because they're just holding a removal spell. Like, there's no chance that Atraxa doesn't just immediately die. So, yeah. Valgavoth is very interesting. Okay. What do they cast? They cast Liliana. So if I let Tiny Bones hit me, I probably just lose. Which is really awful, right? Like, I'm pretty sure they just have me against the wall at this point. They may also have an edict in their hand. So it's actually Atraxa then, isn't it? Okay. They've only got 3 damage on board. Atraxa draws me a bunch of cards. Right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is it. This is the turn. They win this turn, or maybe I turn around and yeah, we're gonna do it this way. I know that they're going to destroy it in response, but it's going to draw me a bunch of cards and give me another turn. Probably. Watch me get the biggest whiff of all time. Here we go. It's okay. It still draws me the cards. Yep. Okay. Reenact. Land. Lily. Terror Tide is only 4 cards. Was really hoping to get an Omniscience there. Can you do me 1 more point of damage? What's in my graveyard? It's got to be a permanent, right? Okay. I don't think actually they can play a Collector's Vault if they want, but that's all they can do. Okay, Omniscience. Really unfortunate. Okay. I don't really know what to do here. Obviously, Terror Tide wipes their board. But does that stop me from dying? I mean, basically, if they draw another Hopeless Nightmare, I'm just dead. So, I mean, I have to do this to get another turn. And then we play this because you know about it, and then I just say go. I mean, if they have a Hopeless Nightmare after all that, let's see it. Haklazat won't do it. Oh my god, can we pull this out? Toss the Undercity Sewers. I definitely don't need that. Oh my god, why am I so dumb? I cannot believe I just did that. I cannot believe I just did that. I mean, I can believe it. It just happened. I just did it on video. Okay. So, I only get to do one thing, which is very, very sad. So, I just have to say go. Alright. If they got it, they got it. Okay, they're fishing. Good game. Oh. Old Lefty Chives. Always put the chives into his soup with his lefty. Okay. I mean, I have some interaction. Duress on 1, Vault on 2. Just need to draw into the rest of the combo pieces. It's not bad. This is the bane of my existence. White-blue, every time I play against it, I just, like, I feel very, very outclassed. Okay. Alright, what do any of these cards do? So they're playing some kind of... Okay. Wait, what does this do? When you lock this door, return up to 1 target creature to its owner's hand. So I don't care about that. I'm going to make them throw this. Okay, so we are going for the combo as fast as we can. Gloom Lake Verge, Collector's Vault. Almost entirely, like, there's really no chance they don't cast an enchantment that gets them. There it is. Super, just easy. Just easy. Okay, sewers. I do not need another tap land. I need an untap land. So if I draw an untap land, I can combo off next turn. Another Gremlin Tamer. What else we got? So they have 1 mana showing. They attack for 4, make another creature. Okay, big draw, big draw. Untap land. That is not an untap land. We're gonna pitch the Dark Slick Shores because of the 2 of these. It is the less good. There is an untap land. Can I do it? Okay, I believe I can. This isn't instant. Okay, so the only chance that they've got at this point is if they have instant speed interaction. Alright, we're going to activate Collector's Vault, discarding Omniscience, and we're going to reenact the CRIME-NISCIENCE. We're going to play Beseech the Mirror without bargain. We're going to get Invasion of Arcavios. We're going to cast Invasion of Arcavios. We're going to get another Beseech the Mirror. We're going to cast Beseech the Mirror again and get another Invasion of Arcavios. We're going to cast that, go to our sideboard, and get This Town Ain't Big Enough. This Town Ain't Big Enough is going to get both of our invasions back. First invasion is going to go for our next sideboard card, and that is Breach the Multiverse. We're going to cast Breach the Multiverse. And that is it! Old King Corey. Alright, okay, this is a perfectly acceptable start, and really, if we draw a land and are cleared for landing, we can Lily on 3, neutralize a threat, and then on 4, pitch Traxa and reenact it. So this really does have just about everything that we want in it. We can start with the Temple. We will keep Omniscience. Llanowar Elf is fine. Island for us. We can hold up Bitter Triumph. What's very nice is I was going to say they're very likely to play another creature, but that is not exactly what I meant. So they miss a land drop here. They are in trouble. Okay, we're going to hold the Bitter Triumph because I just don't think that there's a compelling reason to use it. Okay, Gloom Lake Verge. I think we are still going to play Lily here. We see less cards, but we also take out their elf, which slows them down. Now they don't get to a 4-drop on this turn. Untap land, and we are literally going to combo off. We are off to the races. Okay. They know what we're doing. They know what we're doing. Okay, so Gloom Lake Verge is by far the best thing we could have done. We're going to make everybody discard a card. We're going to discard Omniscience. They may or may not have a Terra Sunder. I don't think that this is what they were thinking was going to happen. And I get to play Atraxa before they do anything. So if they Terra Sunder the Omniscience, the Atraxa goes off. Yep. Yeah, it's fine. Because I still get Atraxa. So I get another Atraxa, a Reenact the Crime, an untapped land, a Liliana, and a Beseech. I fill my hand back up. So I get to do it again next turn. I don't have an Omniscience, but that's a pretty dominating play state. I mean, they have to. Well, they don't have to remove the Atraxa immediately, but look, they pitched theirs. Yep. Okay, so we'll give them the land that they saw. Pitch in again.
You won't be outsmarting.
I only have 2 cards left, 2 card spaces left in my hand, so let's be thoughtful about our picks here. I don't actually need another land. Well, I'm actually, now that I think about it, I'm pretty okay with sending stuff to the graveyard. So let's do these 4 things. We will discard this land that we don't need, and probably Collector's Vault. Hi there. Are they going to reanimate too? Alright. Gloom Lake Verge. Make us both discard. Okay. Ooh, they're playing Smuggler Surprise.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
At this point, I just say go, right? I've got them in 2 turns. Yep. Okay. Get in for 7. I honestly don't know. I think I just Beseech here. And grab the other Bitter Triumph. And say go. What's their perfect draw here? Removal, right? Like it buys them another turn. Now that I think about it, I can Invasion for Breach of the Multiverse. That probably would have been a better play now that I'm thinking about it. Or I could have, yeah, I could have Invasion for Breach of the Multiverse. That would have been better. Okay. Our opponent had to use the restroom, so they're going to be away for a moment, so let's just be patient with them. Let's take a look at what they're doing now that we have some time to kill. I mean, they're doing the same thing we're doing. They're trying to dump Valgavoth and Atraxa into their graveyard and reanimate them with Zombify and Valgavoth's Faithful. They're trying to reanimate one of these 2 monster creatures on the 4th turn, so they're just so happens that we're doing a very similar thing. You know, it's times like these that I really want to offer some unsolicited advice to the folks that happen to be watching. And here it is. I know you didn't ask for it, but here it is. Drink more water. Just whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that's wrong in your life right now. I'm not saying drinking more water is going to fix it. It's not. It's not going to fix it. But it really helps to just be hydrated. Be hydrated. So, drink more water. That's all you gotta do. Our opponent is taking a very long bathroom break here, and I hope everything comes out okay. I have nothing but well wishes and kindness in my heart for the opponent who had a bit of a bad run and has ultimately lost. Just Mars, the god of war, can never get the planet straight. Okay, I actually think that's a pretty solid start. Normally you would play your tap lands early on, but I think I can get away with, depends very much on what they do. But this is a good on the draw hand, actually, because cut down gives me a little interaction, so does Lily. Can't be mad at that. Might be a little mad if we're playing against control. It's a terrible hand against control, because this is cut down and not duress. Okay, sewers. We don't need more land. Got 1 in play, 4 in hand. Okay. So now we have to play the Darkslick Shores. So I'm going to try to run out the Collector's Vault and hope they don't have a counter for it. Malcolm is not a counter. What is our opponent doing? Malcolm's a cool card. I actually thought about putting it in this deck because of this. I mean, you could accidentally cast Omniscience with it, so it is pretty neat. Okay, another Darkslick Shores. We're gonna pass and see what happens. Cut down Malcolm. I'm 100% okay if they... That is not what I expected. Hexproof. Very cool. Two more damage for our opponent. Another draw ditch. I feel immediately outclassed. This tempo deck is very good against me, because basically they hold up counter magic for the rest of the game and I can't do what I want to do. So, not feeling great about that. Okay, here we go. So we pitch the Darkslick Shores because it doesn't do us any good. And then we beseech into the board wipe. I have enough, right? 2's enough. I don't love it, but I think it's probably right. So the couple alternatives, I can just keep playing, hold up Collector's Vault. I could play Lily and make and remove one of their things. Them drawing an extra card with Malcolm every turn is really doing good things for them. So I think I am going to wipe the board. So this is the tech. We beseech the mirror for Terror Tide. Just slowing our opponent down. Doesn't really feel like... Doesn't feel great, but... Okay, so... Undercity Sewers. Surveilling is ever so slightly better than Scrying. Keeping Reenact the Crime is fine. Flash Creature. Curiosity. Does not look good for us. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and see if I have an answer to that. And I don't. Which I should have known, because I knew what was on top. Oh, okay. Curiosity gets in for 4. I love that Curiosity is a cat. I don't think we've really acknowledged quite enough how clever that is. Alright, so what is we're gonna duress and see what our opponent's doing. So Avid Interrupter is incredibly good. Stasis Snare is incredibly good. But what this tells me... Okay. We're gonna pitch Stasis Snare. Play Temple of Deceit. I mean, I like the idea of having removal. I'm just not really feeling good about our chances of not dying. Let's keep the removal on top and see how we do. Yeah, we're just gonna say go to that. Our opponent flashes in the flyer. Doesn't. Oh, that is fascinating. Okay. I am going to try to remove it. Because you have to force them to do what they are trying to do. I mean, they have all the answers in the world. It's really just, which one do they want to use? Yep. Yep. Gets in for 4. Draws a card. So that's probably it for us, because they can do the same thing. So now they just flash in the hexproof guy. They just let it go. Huh. Lily? So now they do the other interrupter. Yeah. Boy, this deck is super fun to play against. Good game, friend. It is a bit gruesome when you think about it. Really is. Okay, we are on the play with a couple of draw manipulators and very little else. So we're going to keep it and see what happens. We're going to keep a land. Our opponent reveals nothing. Scry. Land to the bottom. Our opponent is playing a deck with red in it. And black. What is Baelmerk doing? Soul Coil Viper. Oh, okay. I drew a land anyway, huh? Alright. Yep, not a lot of options. We'll play our third land and say go. So, like, unironically, I think we beseech for a discard outlet. We're gonna go real slow. See, this is the thing that is actually good about this deck. I feel very strongly that a lot of decks are probably... so what do? I think I can actually grab Collector's Vault. A lot of decks are playing an enormous amount of creature removal to kind of keep up with the meta. So this is an anti-meta deck for that reason. I'm just not playing with a bunch of creature removal, or not a lot of creatures. I'm not playing with low-end creatures at all. Okay, Collector's Vault. I mean, who knows? Maybe they have artifact removal. Maybe they're running a braid. Could be. I mean, I'm tempted to play Matlani as well. I really grabbed the Collector's Vault so that I can hardcast Atraxa in a turn or two. I'm actually really tempted to play the Vault as well. Or the door, I mean. The Vault and the door. Alright, what is our opponent doing? They don't have any creatures in the graveyard, so Coiling Viper doesn't do anything. They also can't use it the turn it comes out, so it looks very much like they're playing Reanimator as well, so there's the Viper. Yeah. Okay. Let's get our draw ditch on. I do like Duress. I'm going to pitch an invasion. We still have one more in the deck, so we can still do it. And we have liftoff. Okay. Let's Duress first to see what they're doing. So they've got a Virtue and all these Italies and Trumpeting Carnosaur and probably Reanimator stuff. Very cool. Okay, I don't think it matters because I think I'm about to win, and they're really not going to like this. Okay. Alright, draw and discard. Discarding Omniscience. Ladies and gentlemen. CRIME-NISCIENCE. Atraxa. Valgaboth. Virtue. Reenact. Land that doesn't matter, Lily. Land for turn. Invasion of Arcavios. We're going to do the fun thing instead of the combo. We're going to play Valgaboth. And we're going to play Breach. Oh my god. Okay. Well, that was the fun thing.
Something suspicious about it. And for once, it's not my fault. You won't be outsmarting me.
So they really want to pitch their own Valgaboth. I know they don't know it, but they really do. They really want to pitch their own Valgaboth. They're trying to figure out what makes the most sense. That is not it. So Virtue. Itali. Double reenact the crime. Do I have enough? There it is! Wow! What a good sport. Good game. Blue Trooper. The Mighty Morphin Power Trooper? That's how that works, right? Oh, okay. We have loot effects. We've got Reenact the Crime. Draw into some action. Hilarity ensues. Cool. Collector's Vault for us. Guess I could have played the island there. It doesn't really make a difference. So I definitely Collector's Vault. Okay, Hired Claw. 1 more damage to us. And a 3rd for combat. 3 damage. 2nd Hired Claw. Interesting. Okay, well does that change things? I kind of feel like it doesn't. Because really, in order to make Reenact the Crime go off next turn, I need to activate Collector's Vault this turn. Here they go. 1, 2, 3, 4. They gonna pump one of them? They are not. Interesting. Don't see this card all that often, so discard and draw 2. What do I pitch? It's Mazzolanti, right? Yep, okay. Pitching Mazzolanti, playing the 4th land. So, this is a bit of a challenge. Because if I play Atraxa and they have a removal spell for it, I'm going to feel real bad. I'm not on the ropes yet, right? Just not. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna see if we can make this work. Very high likelihood that they have a removal spell, but here's my thinking. My thinking is it's unlikely that they have a removal spell that's going to remove Atraxa at instant speed. And if they do, we still draw a whole bunch of cards. Okay. Vault. Virtue. Cut down. Land. Lily. Invasion. We're going to block a Hired Claw. Because the Swift Spear gets bigger. I don't think that's enough. It's not enough. That's it. All right, friends and opponents, how did we do today? 7 games on camera as per the usual, and we went 5-2 today. Pretty good record for this deck that can be very glass cannon, very inconsistent. Again, the wins are really satisfying for a Timmy such as I, who likes to do these really convoluted and over the top things. We saw in the gameplay a couple of fantastic moments where our opponent was doing something similar, and because of the way that our deck works, we were able to use their deck to do what they wanted it to do. Nothing quite so satisfying for somebody like me on Arena. Overall, I'm very happy with this deck. I would never imagine to tell you that it is competitive. It is just an enormous amount of fun. I had a couple of Omnisciences sitting around from drafting other sets, so I didn't have to burn wild cards to to get them. So I was very happy to be able to just slam this deck together now that this card is an option. I think the Invasion of Arcavios combo opens up a very cool line for this deck, and this probably could be streamlined. I'm not going to say otherwise, but all things told, I had a lot of fun with this deck. I hope you all had fun watching today. I think we had some terrific experiences, so thanks for coming along on the ride. As always, thanks again for watching all of our content. Please remember to like and subscribe. Give the channel some support where you can. Maybe spread the word about your friends over at Head Games. We appreciate all of your views and all of your attention. So thanks very much again. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see each other again real soon.